All right, this assignment we're going to talk about inverse operations. So if you look at the top, it says operations that undo each other are called inverse operations. And then if you look at this chart in here, it says subtraction is the inverse of addition. And the thing you should remember here is that inverse means the opposite. So when we say that subtraction is the inverse of addition, we'd say that subtraction is the opposite of addition. Addition is the inverse opposite of subtraction. Multiplication is the inverse opposite of division. And then division is the inverse opposite of multiplication. So underneath that it says use inverse operations to solve for the unknown number n, then cross out the correct answers on the right to find out the two false answers. Okay, so we start out with n plus 29 equals 40. So if it's showing me addition right here, I want to do the inverse of that to figure out what n is. So the inverse of addition is subtraction. So I'm going to subtract 29. And if I did 40 minus 29 on my calculator, I would get 11. So in this case, n is going to equal 11. So then I go over here and I'm just going to cross that out. Number 2, n minus 32 equals 17. So the inverse of subtraction is addition. So I'm going to add 32. And again, I want to figure out what n is, so that's why I have to cancel out some of these numbers. And then if I add 17 and 32 together, I'm going to get 49. So I'm going to go over here and cross out 49. N times 3 equals 30. So the inverse of multiplication is division. So I'm going to divide by 3. And then if I do 30 divided by 3, I'm going to get 10. So I go over here, cross out 10. Number 4, n divided by 5. The inverse of division is multiplication. So I'm going to multiply it by 5. If I do 22 times 5, I'm going to get 110. Number 5, the inverse of addition is subtraction, so I'm going to subtract 201. And if I do 742 minus 201, I'm going to get 541. Number 6, the inverse of subtraction is addition. So I'm going to add 126. 83 plus 126 is going to be 209. Number 7, n times 6 equals 78. So the inverse of multiplication is division. So I'm going to divide by 6. 78 divided by 6 is 13. Number 8, n divided by 14 is 16. So the opposite of division is multiplication. And if I do 16 times 14, I'm actually going to do this over here. 14, 6 times 4 is 24. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6. Remember I told you guys when you start a new row, you got to start by putting a 0 there. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 1 is 1. I add these together. 4, 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 12. 1 plus 1 is 2, so I get 224. And then number 9, I got n minus 401 equals 500, so the inverse of subtraction is addition. So I'm going to add 401. And when I add 500 and 401, I get 901. Number 10, we have addition, so the inverse of that is subtraction. So I'm going to subtract 154. If I do 200 minus 154, I get 46. So the only two answers we didn't use were 334 and 892. So that's how you do inverse operations. So go ahead and turn that one in.